With DynamoDB, we transition from relational databases to non-relational databases. Let's review the differences between these two types of databases. A relational database works with structured data that is organized by tables, records, and columns. You can think of tables like a spreadsheet, with the rows being the records and the columns being the fields. Relational databases create relationships between tables so you can pull data from multiple tables with queries. Relational databases use structured query language, which is a programming language for interacting with a database. A non-relational database is any database that does not follow the relational model. Non-relational databases work with lists of key value pairs. Look at the two examples of data in the diagram. The unstructured example is a set of rows and columns, while the unstructured example is a list of items stored in a document. Many non-relational databases use JavaScript object notation or JSON to document your storage data. Non-relational databases have grown in popularity because they overcome the limitations of relational database for handling the demands of semi-structured and unstructured data. Non-relational databases scaled out horizontally. This makes them a better choice for massive data sets. Non-relational databases are also known as NoSQL databases. Let's have a look at what DynamoDB is. DynamoDB is a fast and flexible NoSQL database service for all applications that need consistent single-digit millisecond latencies at any scale. Amazon manages all the underlying data structure for this service and redundantly store data across multiple facilities in a region in a fault-tolerant architecture. With DynamoDB, you create tables and then add items to a table. The system automatically partitions your data and has table storage optimized for very large and highly volatile data sets. There is no practical limit on the number of items that you can store in a table. For instance, some customers have production tables that contain billions of items. One of the benefits of a NoSQL database is that items in the same table can have different attributes. This gives you the flexibility to add attributes as your application evolves. You can store newer format items side by side with older format items in the same table without needing to migrate your schema. Migrating a schema in a traditional relational database service can reduce your ability to respond quickly to changing data requirements. As your application becomes more popular and as users continue to interact with it, your storage can grow with your application's needs. All the data in DynamoDB is stored in solid-state drives, and its simple query language enables consistent low-latency query performance. In addition to scaling storage with DynamoDB, you can provision the amount of read or write throughput that you need for your table. As the number of applications users grow, the DynamoDB tables can be scaled to handle the increased number of read-write requests with your manual provisioning. You can also enable automatic scaling so that DynamoDB monitors the load on the table and automatically increases or decreases the provision throughput. Some other key DynamoDB features include global tables that enable you to automatically replicate your choice across AWS regions. You can also encrypt your data at rest and set a time to live for specific items. The core DynamoDB components are tables, items, and attributes. A table is a collection of data. Items are a group of attributes that is uniquely identifiable. For example, if you had a table for all your friends, every friend will be a distinct item. An attribute is a fundamental data element in the table. For example, if you had a table of friends including their phone numbers, you might have attributes like first name, last name, and phone number. When you create a table, in addition to the table name, you must specify the primary key of the table. When you add, update, or delete an item in the table, you must specify the primary key attributes values for that item. DynamoDB supports two different kinds of primary keys. A simple primary key is an attribute that uniquely identifies an item. The attribute is called the partition key. A composite primary key is composed of two attributes. The first attribute is the partition key, and the second attribute is called the sort key. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.